Yes.
Okay, okay.
I'll watch
So,
it.
okay, you'll watch me, but I'll kind of try to look around here. So, again, my name is Kari Pelton, and I am an Ageless Grace educator. So thank you so much for having me here today and share a little bit about the program. But before I get into what Ageless Grace is, I'm just going to share a little bit about myself so you can kind of understand why and how I ended up here. First, I'm a native to this area. Any other natives here? No, just me? All right. Almost, okay. So I grew up in the area and I grew up being active. I played sports, I swam, I ran track. In high school, I played volleyball, I played basketball. I was always active. My dad was active, weights, and my brother played sports. So I kind of just grew up being physically fit. Into my adulthood, that carried forward. So I started teaching aerobic classes, I got into martial arts, and I taught here locally at a gym for about 7 years. And that was the high impact, right? And then I noticed something's not right. All of a sudden my hands are swelling, my joints are painful, and I had been physically fit, right, for a long time. So I go to the doctor, and of course they're running all their tests and to the point where I couldn't even open the cap of the water bottle, couldn't undo buttons. And turns out I have rheumatoid arthritis. Well, that pretty much shot the aerobics, the high impact. Couldn't do that anymore, it was too much. I had neuropathy on the bottom of my feet. Anybody experience that? Where you get out of bed in the morning and it's like you're barefoot on gravel. You're just like, oh my gosh, right? So as I'm kind of going through this life transition of myself, trying to get myself in order, my dad's health starts to decline significantly. Turns out he is diagnosed with Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia.
Oh, wow.
Not only was he physically impaired, we started to see cognitive impairment as well. I tried to keep him active as much as I could, taking him to the gym, getting him on the recumbent bike. At that time he was with a walker, and I could do that, right? Trying to just keep that circulation going and as the benefits that exercise brings as much as I could. But as you know, it's a disease that just continues to progress. Pretty soon he's bedridden and no more going to the gym. And I missed teaching, right? Because I'm kind of goofy. I get up there and I'm ready to go. And if you're gonna exercise, we know the benefits. Let's just do it together, right? Let's just get up there. And I missed it, and then I'm like, well, I couldn't do what I used to do. So there's gotta be some programs out there that that I could do, that perhaps my dad could do with limited mobility. I started researching and I came across Ageless Grace. I was like, okay. Ageless Grace was developed by a gal by the name of Denise Medvik. She spent 7 years at Duke University developing this program. She has a fascinating story. If you can YouTube her or go out, just on the internet and Google. Ageless Grace not only will help you physically, but it helps you mentally as well. There's a theory, the cognitive reserve theory. The more you challenge your brain, the more resilient it becomes. The more you challenge your brain, the more resilient it becomes. So how many of us kind of park in the same parking spot? Kind of sit in the same chair? Is this where you normally sit? Why is that?
It's comfort in routine.
Yes.
You know where you're gonna be, you know what's gonna happen. I use the same locker in the locker room, and most of the guys do.
Yes. We are creatures of habit. We like our routine. And you know what? We don't have to think about it. You don't have to think, should I go to this locker or that locker or maybe that locker? And then what are the benefits or pros and cons of that, right? You just know. You just go. You don't think about it. Our brains are actually wired. They like to be on autopilot. It doesn't like to be challenged, right? But that's what it needs. Same with our body. We need to push our cognitive ability. We need to learn new skills. We need to try new things. The brain can adapt and change based on experience. It's called neuroplasticity, right? And the science now today is supporting, hey, you're not just born and that's all the total brain cells you're gonna have by the time you reach 22. You can grow new cells, create new pathways, right? But it takes effort to do that, and you gotta keep doing that. So we know to improve memory, novelty helps improve memory. Ageless grace is not choreographed. It's not, I'm gonna come, and it's all seated, by the way. So even I would get my dad and I could transfer him out of the hospital bed into the recliner and he could participate, right? It's not me sitting up in a chair and you just do what I do, right? It's participatory. We do challenge exercises. Now we do try to get our heart rate up, get that circulation going because you need that blood flow to the brain as well. There are 21 tools in Ageless Grace, and I take the tools, and I have a packet if you're interested in what those tools are. It's everything from juicy joints, hey, I'm gonna warm up the joints, and especially for somebody like me that's arthritic, I need to keep those joints lubricated. We all do, right? 21 tools, and I mix up the tools. So you are getting a different class experience each time you come to class. It's not going to be, oh, I don't want to go to class because I know what you have no idea. You have an idea of what I'm going to do, but it's a new playlist, right? Every single class. And it's music from 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, it's music that I grew up with, and even some that I didn't grow up with, but I've received a lot of compliments on the playlist. So it's something you can resonate with. Ageless Grace activates the main areas of the brain: strategic thinking, analytical thinking, memory and recall, creativity, innovation, kinesthetic learning, right? How many of you have played an instrument before? Yeah. Do you still play today? But I bet you have the connections on how to play, right? So even your brain doesn't really know, do I have a guitar or not, right? You can probably feel those strings, hear the music, right? And it's reactivating, part of it's just reacting those neural pathways that you had when you were a kid, right? Or on a skill that you used to do. Maybe you're learning something new. Okay, so
Well, sometimes it seems like I tell myself do this, and then it comes back with, well, just a minute, I'll be right with you.
There's a little delay there.
Right after I do this.
It's like I was today. I went in the kitchen to do something, done something else, went and sat down, and I go, oh, I forgot to do what I went to kitchen for.
Yeah. There is normal aging at our brains, just like our muscles, naturally shrink with age, right? So we want to do what we can to hold on to that, right? Reserve as much as we can, and we got to keep trying new things, trying something different. Socialization is a huge part of keeping our brain active. So it's great that you guys are such a tight group, it seems like here. Okay. So the classes are about 45 minutes. I have a day job as a civil servant, and I teach a couple times a week. There's another gal in town. We are the only two that I'm aware of that teach this program in this area. Right? It's just not hasn't come here yet, right? But if you look at all the articles, AARP, everything is talking about how do you keep that brain sharp as we age. So we can do that, work on our physical ability and our cognitive ability at the same time. And I do have some packets if you're in. Any questions?
Is there a costume? Where do you have your classes?
I teach at the Hummingbird Senior Center across from the mall. And then, I have a survey here to see what the interest here would be. There is another gal that teaches at the Catholic Church Mondays and Wednesdays. There is a cost. Classes are drop-in are $5 or $40 for 10 classes, so it's $4, and you only pay for the classes that you attend. It's not a monthly charge or anything like that. Yeah. So
And how long is the session that you do?
45 minutes.
Okay, you said that,
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
45 minutes. And we'll start off on things. So you guys have cell phones where you have to log in and you get a 6-digit one-time passcode? How many times do you have to look at that 6-digit passcode before you enter it?
Just once.
Just once? 4? Okay. All right. Right. So we work on things like that, numbers. We work on, I'll do trivia questions, or we'll do memory, like today's, what were some of the chores that you grew up doing, and just bringing back those memories. We'll do, if you pick an exercise, you pick like a movement, and then we try to remember what you picked by the end of class, right? Those kind of, each tool has its own little objective. So let's say, for example, gentle geometry is one of the tools. So if you want to participate, great. If not, it's okay. You can watch me. So let's go ahead and just take our right hand. Yes, I realize this is my left, but I'm facing you. And let's just draw a circle. Okay. Now I want you to take the opposite hand, keep that circle going, and I want it to draw a straight line. Okay, how's that line? Good?
A little wavy.
It's a little wavy, straight up and down. Okay, now I'm not going to do this, but you could do like, oh, see what happened? What happened, right? I lost my circle, right? It's that kind, so the whole do the rub your tongue, cut your kind of stuff, right? Right? Your brain needs that challenge. And believe it or not, when I first started, we were all over the place, but it does get easier. Another tool is called grab bag, where we work on our joints and our fingers and our dexterity. So go ahead and peace sign.
Peace.
Peace. Peace and a pistol. You're gonna hunt the rabbit. Okay? Now switch.
Oh, man.
Keep switching. Keep switching.
Oh, switch again.
Oh, wait, my ears were stuck. My ears are stuck together. Wait, how many fingers is that? What? Right? You have to think about it to do it. In the meantime, and if you're not laughing, then you're not doing it right. Because it is meant to be fun. It is not meant to be, it can be a little frustrating, but it is, trust me, I'm up there making mistakes. We'll count. Today, I could not count backwards by 3. And you're thinking, 50, 49, 47, like what? Like when do we do that? Ever in our day? We don't, right? But you have the ability to do it, we just don't do it. So here's one. Take your middle finger and your pointer finger, put those two together. Take your opposite pointer finger and just put it on top. Okay? Yeah? Now switch. One and 2. One on top of 2.
Even the young people can't do this one.
Yes. One on top of 2.
Oh, you gotta think about that.
Yes.
Oh, no, easy peasy.
So it's those types of exercises that we work with our hands. We'll do, there's a sports tool, okay? If you played any sports, you know, we're like, hey, you can do quite a bit from sitting in a chair, right? And you can just imagine, right? So anyway, it's a lot of fun.
I'd like to see a slide tackle.
Slide tackle. Oh, let me tell you, what happens in Ageless Grace stays in Ageless Grace. We have gotten into bar fights, we have gone gambling, we have done, I try to keep it PG, but let me tell you, no, it is fun. Some of the things we just make up, and that's it. And here's the thing too, is people would tell me we were making a shotgun. The song was called Shotgun. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna make one. And I'm like, oh, we're getting a barrel, and this participating is like, well, that's not how you do it. And I was like, okay, tell me how to do it. Well, you gotta do this and this and this. Okay, great. That means he was using his memory and recall to tell me how to do it. Fantastic. It's great. So it's a lot of fun. I do have a packet. Let me just grab those.
Milk the cow.
Yes, we've done that. And you know what I learned? Is that.
If you don't strip them out, they'll eventually go dry.
Okay, well, I learned that the cats line up to get the milk. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, see, I learned just as much.
All
Alright.
Did you say cats?
Cats.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cats will line up to have you shoot the
line
milk
up
in their
Yeah,
mouth.
it'll get rid.
My aunt and uncle had a dairy farm.
And you squirt the milk.
I got a dog that keeps me going.
So here's just a packet of the 21 tools spelling bee, right? With a body part, spell a word and forward and spell the word backwards. You really have to think about, okay, is it how, anyway, it is a lot of fun. Zoology, we do all kinds of Now, are you videotaping this?
Yes, I am. This will be on our YouTube channel,
Okay.
everybody.
Remember, this is PG now.
So there's an article here on the science of neuroplasticity and ageless grace, and Denise goes into that. And then just if you ever come to an ageless grace class, or we have one, there is a waiver. It's the standard liability waiver that you sign. I have had folks walk into class, ask them to sign the waiver, and they walk right out. So we'll just, to each his own, it's okay. So, and then I have a survey just to kind of gauge the interest of the folks here. If you are like to try a class, or maybe I could do a workshop, or even I was telling Lori about even doing a fundraiser for the club. I'll volunteer my time on a Saturday or something, and just helps me get the word out and can help, you know, either food drive or something too. So whatever, I'm open.
So what, maybe I can throw this out right now, Christy. We were talking just before, and we would really love to have Kari, or it's Denise, right? The other instructor? Lisa. We'd really love to have Kari or Lisa come here and do these classes for you guys. Christy, you want to put out there what you were proposing?
Yeah, I was thinking if we talk to them to see if we have the interest, if you guys would be willing to come, try it out for free, and have like the Lions Club pay for, you know, their fee, and have us all just come and sit through a session. It's 45 minutes. It won't cost anything, and I think that it would be fun. And we could bring all of your friends, and we'll just move the
Yeah,
tables.
there
and
would be no
have fun.
cost. The first class is always free, so
Okay.
there would be no cost.
Okay.
So see, you guys can all come, bring your friends, anybody out there that's watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to come on in for the first class. But we'd really like to get classes here.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like one.
Okay.
Oh, I can always use a little bit of right bread.
Would you like- No, you're good. Okay. Would you like a packet?
I'm not filling it out.
So again, any of you guys that are interested that's watching this on YouTube, first class would be free if you want to come check it out, and then you can go from there. And when we get maybe a date and a time and everything, I will be posting it on Facebook and on our Lions Club page and stuff like that. So just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Make it, you know, compensate for the class.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a pen.
And I have a pen already.
Oh. Would you like a packet? You want a survey? Do you want to fill out a survey? Okay, I can help you. Okay. Because I'm not good.
Oh, no. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
So,